Top 10 college football coaches with the most to prove in 2025. Will they deliver? The college football season is on the horizon, and the stakes are high for several coaches. Fox Sports has unveiled its list of the top 10 college football coaches who have the most to prove in 2025, and it's a lineup that's sure to spark debate. But here's where it gets controversial. Some of these coaches are facing pressure that goes beyond the usual expectations of winning games. Let's dive into the rankings and see what's at stake for each coach. 1. James Franklin, Penn State. The Nittany Lions are expected to be a national championship contender in 2025, but James Franklin has yet to lead the team to that level of success. With a record of 15-28 against top 25 competition during his tenure, Franklin needs to prove that he can win the big games consistently. 2. Lincoln Riley, USC. After a disappointing 7-6 season, Lincoln Riley is under pressure to turn things around for the Trojans. With a history of double-digit wins in 4 out of 5 seasons prior to joining USC, Riley needs to show that he can replicate that success in Los Angeles. 3. Brent Venables, Oklahoma. Despite being hailed as the replacement for Lincoln Riley, Brent Venables has struggled to live up to expectations in his 3 seasons at Oklahoma. With 2 6-7 seasons under his belt, Venables needs to prove that he can turn things around and lead the Sooners to success. Mario Cristobal, Miami. After a breakout season in 2024, Mario Cristobal needs to prove that he can sustain that level of success without the help of star quarterback Cam Ward. With a new transfer quarterback in Carson Beck, Cristobal has a chance to prove that he can develop talent and lead the Hurricanes to continued success. 5. Matt Rhule, Nebraska. After leading the Cornhuskers to their first bowl game since 2016, Matt Rhule needs to prove that he can build on that success and take the team to the next level. With quarterback Dylan Raiola looking to improve on an inconsistent first season, Rhule has a chance to prove that he can develop talent and lead the team to sustained success. 6. Luke Fickell, Wisconsin. After a disappointing 2024 season, Luke Fickell needs to prove that he can turn things around and lead the Badgers to success. With a reshaped offense under new offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes, Fickell has a chance to prove that he can adapt and lead the team to success. 7. Mike Norvell, Florida State. After a disastrous 2-10 season in 2024, Mike Norvell needs to prove that he can turn things around and lead the Seminoles to success. With a new offensive coordinator in Gus Malzahn, Norvell has a chance to prove that he can develop talent and lead the team to sustained success. 8. Brian Kelly, LSU. Despite a history winning, Brian Kelly has struggled to prove himself in big games and has never won a college football playoff game. With a potential first-round draft pick at quarterback in Garrett Nussmeier, Kelly has a chance to prove that he can lead the Tigers to success against a tough schedule. 9. Deion Sanders, Colorado. After 2 successful seasons, with his son Shedeur Sanders and two-way star Travis Hunter leading the way, Deion Sanders needs to prove that he can sustain and build on that success without his stars. With a new group of players, Sanders has a chance to prove that he can develop talent and lead the Buffaloes to sustained success. 10. Kalen DeBoer, Alabama. Following in the footsteps of legendary coach Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer needs to prove that he can lead the Crimson Tide to success. With a new quarterback and massive expectations on the program, DeBoer has a chance to prove that he can develop talent and lead the team to sustained success. And this is the part most people miss. The pressure on these coaches goes beyond just winning games. They need to prove that they can develop talent, adapt to changing circumstances, and lead their teams to sustained success. It's a tall order, but the rewards for those who can meet the challenge are immense. So, what do you think? Do these coaches have what it takes to prove themselves in 2025? Let us know in the comments below. ESPN ranks Tennessee's Josh Heupel as second best active FBS coach. In a striking revelation, ESPN has ranked Josh Heupel, the head coach of Tennessee, as the second best active coach in the Football Bowl Subdivision FBS, among those with a minimum of 4 years of experience. This ranking, unveiled last week, was crafted by ESPN's Bill Connolly, who evaluated coaches based on their performance relative to expectations and the historical averages of their programs. Heupel's impressive standing comes just behind Ryan Day of Ohio State, who holds the top spot in this ranking. Connolly utilized a combination of SP Plus ratings, an advanced statistical measure of team performance, and an average versus baseline rating to derive these data-driven assessments of coaching effectiveness. Following Heupel in the rankings are notable figures such as Kirby Smart from Georgia, James Franklin of Penn State, and Dabo Swinney from Clemson. The top 10 list also includes coaches like Dan Mullen from UNLV, Lane Kiffin of Ole Miss, Brian Kelly from LSU, Jeff Traylor of UTSA, and Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State, rounding out a competitive field. Heupel boasts an average versus baseline rating of 13.1, alongside an average SP Plus rating of 18.1. In contrast, Ryan Day, who recently celebrated his first national championship victory with the Buckeyes, has an average SP Plus rating of 30.4 and a 6.1 average versus baseline rating. Connolly noted, perhaps the name that stands out the most on this list is Josh Heupel. While many would agree he is a very capable coach with a record of 37 wins and 15 losses, he doesn't seem to attract the same level of best-in-the-game buzz. He benefited from a favorable situation at UCF, where he took over a program on the rise from Scott Frost in 2019 and achieved remarkable ratings in his initial years. However, his performance at Tennessee has also been commendable, with a solid average rating of 14.0. The Volunteers have experienced fluctuations in their performance over the years, yet Heupel has managed to secure 4 consecutive top 20 SP Plus ratings and 2 top 10 finishes in the last 3 years. It seems he might not be receiving the recognition he truly deserves for these accomplishments. Heupel's overall coaching record stands at an impressive 65 wins and 23 losses. During his tenure at UCF, he achieved a remarkable 28-8 record over 3 seasons, which included 2 campaigns with 10 or more victories before taking the helm at Tennessee in 2021. Under his leadership, the Volunteers have amassed a total of 30 wins over the past 3 years, marking the program's most successful 3-year period since the late 1990s, a time that also saw Tennessee claim its last national championship in 1998. However, not all rankings have been as favorable towards Heupel. In May, CBS Sports' Tom Fernelli placed him at 16th on his list of the top 25 Power 4 coaches heading into the current season. Additionally, Heupel was notably absent from ESPN's spring ranking of the top 10 coaches in the nation, while USA Today ranked him at 17th and the Sporting News at 11th. The Volunteers are coming off a historic season, having made their first appearance in the college football playoff last year. Yet, predictions from SEC Media Days last week have them slated to finish 9th in the SEC this season. With only 3 returning starters on offense, the team faces challenges ahead. However, they do have several key defensive players returning from a unit that ranked among the top 10 nationally in total defense, scoring defense, and rushing defense last year. Tennessee will also be introducing a new quarterback this season, following the departure of the former starter Nigo Iamaleava, who transferred to UCLA after spring practice. The Vols have brought in Joey Aguilar, a transfer from UCLA who previously started for Appalachian State, in a sort of trade with the Bruins. Aguilar will compete for the starting position against redshirt freshman Tate Merklinger and freshman George McIntyre during the upcoming preseason camp.